Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think I'll have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be
Along
as
the
bright
tower
as
of
the
the missing
sun.
in Savannah.
And as you come around, and it feels so right, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now I know. Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right. When you came to me, oh I knew it's you, yeah, boy.
Where is Cody? Being arrested and doing time in Mexico. Everybody extradited over there and doing their time there. That'll be justice for us as of now.
Can you say anything?
Hey family, how's everybody doing? Come on in, come on in, come on in. This is one of our reviews, you guys. I've got a little bit to talk to you guys about this 5-year-old. I know I said I was going to come on, show my face and everything, but you guys know what happened. I took my test today. You guys remember I was going to test to do placement for my math, right? I know you guys remember. I told you Friday at 8 o'clock a.m. in the morning, I was taking a math placement test. So, you know, usually they don't want you to get in and over your head and you don't know how to do math. Therefore, I took a test to see if I could get in there. And you guys, guess what? I got in there. So I'm placed in wow, they're showing Gabby Petito. 48. Hold on. I missed it. So CBS is going to show a Gabby Petito story. She said, "You did it." Yeah, I did do it. I'm happy with my results. It was higher than I thought I was going to get. So therefore, hey, I'm gonna keep it going. I do need to place higher. I need to be off into calculus. That's where they're putting me at. But then geometry, that's where I need to go. So yeah, I got a long way to go. But you know what? I'm going. Anyway, you guys, I want to talk about this young lady in Colorado. Now you guys know I told you I was born in actually not Colorado, but Arapahoe. You know, a lot of people don't know. Well, it's actually Colorado. It's just some people think everybody, when you say Colorado, everybody's in Denver, you know. But actually, there's a town there. It's not really actually a town, but it's a little city, and it's called Arapahoe. And that's where I was born. Okay. I was born on an Indian reservation. If you don't know, look it up, you guys. Anyway, this story is coming out of Arapahoe, Colorado. Is that where I come from? Well, where I was born. So there's this young lady. Her name is Alexa Nelson. And we were talking about something of this last Wednesday when we came on live, how the man turned in his son and the baby was dead and he turned him in. This is almost the same case, but this is the maternal mother. Okay, if you don't know what maternal mother, let's Google it so everybody will know. The definition of maternal grandmother. That should always be, you guys, the maternal grandmother is the mother's father. Okay, the maternal grandmother is the mother's mother. How you can always remember that is maternal starts with an M and mother starts with an M. So anytime you say maternal, you're talking about the mother's mother. When you say paternal, even though it starts with a P, don't even think about the P. This is how I remember stuff. You don't have to remember it the way I remember it, but that's how I remember it. M starts with mother, so I know it's the mother's mother. Okay? So anyway, the grandmother said, "Hey, something ain't right, you know? Here we go again. Something ain't right about this milk. It ain't white." So she called the authorities and told them to please go check because she's talking crazy. She's saying some stuff that don't even make sense. And yeah, I want to give a shout out to a couple of people. And somebody told me, and I think it was Freddie. I have to go in here and look. Freddie, yes, Freddie. She bought some tickets for you guys. Here it is right there. She bought some tickets. Let me see who gets these tickets. She bought Ma some tickets. Okay. I got to see which ones. I didn't even see it until now. So Fred, I'd seen it earlier, but I didn't. She says, Hope everything is fine with you and yours. The household fine here is fine. She sent some money for some tickets. She says it goes to, let me write it down because I got a sheet here. I got a sheet here. So Freddie giving tickets to Sanja Watts. I'm going to have to write it down. She giving a ticket to Sanja Watts, Soldier Girl, Tina Powers, Woke the God, and Brown Sugar. Well, she said one more, but she don't really get one more. And she says, any left over are mine. Well, there's none left over. You don't even get the last one, but I'm going to give it to you, though. I'm going to give it to you. I'll give it to her. And she got T-Star on there. So she got Sonya Watts get a ticket, Soldier Girl, Tina Powers, Woke the God, Brown Sugar, and T-Star. Those are the people she bought tickets for. I want you guys to know, once we come on and you see my face, I got everything wrote down right here. I'm still upstairs. And I will be Sanja, my daughter is spelled Sonya, is your name pronounced like hers? Wow. Sanja. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you guys about what's going on in Colorado. It says Alexis Nelson, the mother of a 5-year-old child who was reported missing in Colorado, has been arrested after human remains of a child were found in her apartment. Police believe the remains are that of the missing child. This story is important because you guys are going to know some of the players in this story. She says, I sent you a cash app on Wednesday for tickets. Did you get them? I don't know, Marsha. Marsha. I probably did. I don't see your name on here. How much did you send, Marsha? Because I'm writing things down right here. Marsha. Oh, it's not showing me this. How much did you send, Marsha, so I can put your name down? And you guys got to say something because other stuff be coming in on that account. It may then, okay, I'll put you down. I have to, let me see. I have to put a CA there because you get an extra ticket when you go through there. Okay, and then I got you, Lisa Calhoun. I got you on here. Lisa C. Got you on here. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the cash app. And let me go ahead and give a shout out to these two women because they're making things happen the way we need them to happen.
Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you.
Wow, did y'all see Malia? Tell me y'all see Malia on there. Did you guys say, hey, Tina Powers, how you doing? Did you guys see Malia? You guys remember Malia? Let's play it one more time because we got two people anyway. We got Marsha and we got Soldier Girl. We got Marsha and we got Lisa Calhoun and we got Freddie on there. I want to play it one more time because I need you guys to see Malia. This is one of the first super chats that we actually made. And I want you to notice Malia because we're going to talk about Malia a little bit. This story is kind of coinciding with Malia's case. I think. I'm not for sure. Hold on. They're saying something else just happened. Oh my God. They're taking pictures. Uh-oh. There's a popcorn bag on the floor. Aurora police. Aurora is in Colorado also. Wonder what they're doing. Aurora's right up the street. If you ever went to Colorado, it's beautiful, 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 beautiful. But here, check it out. All right. Did you guys see Malia? Tell me you seen Malia. Tell me you seen Malia. Beautiful, wasn't she? Beautiful girl. She's still beautiful, but anyway, I got something to share with you guys. You guys are not going to believe this. Lisa Calhoun says, I remember her. Yes. She beautiful, ain't she? Anyway, this story is going to kind of take you back a little bit. But I'm going to tell you who's covering the story. That's the part you need to know. Brown Sugar say, yeah, I remember. Anyway, there's a 5-year-old girl that came up missing in Colorado. And so the mother has been arrested after human remains of the child was found in her apartment. Police believe the remains are that of that missing child. Okay, Miss Philly G said, yes, you remember. I put the thumbnail of the mother's face right on the thumbnail, so you guys know what she looked like. So you don't have to. Anyway, Miss Nelson, she's 27. She was arrested earlier this week on the charges of attempting to influence a public servant. She's charges of child abuse resulting into death, tampering with a deceased human body, and tampering with physical evidence were added Thursday after detective located the human remains of a child in Nelson's apartment. Okay. We are very confident that this is our victim, said Aurora Police Chief. Guess who the police chief is? Art Acevedo. You guys remember Art? Police Chief Art that was down there in Texas? Well, now he's the chief of police up there in Arapahoe. Remember, he had went somewhere to like Florida or he went somewhere, and he was a chief for a little bit of time. And next thing I know, they fired him real quick. I can't remember where. I think he was in Memphis or something. But he is the chief of police. Now, nobody told me about it. But he is now the chief of police that's in Arapahoe County, okay? That's where I'm from. Lisa Calhoun said, no. What do you mean, no? Ain't his name Art? Yep. Better look it up because that's the only Art Acevedo I know. That's the only one I know. And he was on the Malia Davis case. Wasn't his name Art? How many chief of police you know named Art? She says, I don't remember him. He was the chief of police that was dating Malia's maternal grandmother. Allegedly, he was dating her. He had pictures where they was all hugged up. And people were saying this is why Brittany didn't get no charges and her boyfriend took all the blame, whatever. You don't remember all of that, Lisa? That's okay. You ain't got to remember it all. Trust and believe it happened. We were there. We were seeing it all happen and playing out. She said, I don't remember him. Yeah, you may not remember him, but we sure do remember him. I remember that name. Now, if I'm wrong, It must be somebody else with the same name as his, Art. That's chief of police. Because I remember that. I can't remember what state had hired him and he was going there. I'm thinking it was not California, was it? Florida. I think Florida hired him. And I don't know what happened, but they fired him real quick. I guess he brought some ways in. He brought his own people in and they didn't care for his ways. But now he's the chief of police. He done made his way all the way into the Midwest. Yep, that's where I'm from there. But anyway, you guys, let me tell you what Chief Art. So a baby killer can be a hoe to a cop and get away with it. I'm just telling you what we don't know if Brittany, the mother of Malia, had anything to do with that. I believe she knew or she did it. That's just my belief. I don't know if she did it or she had anything to do with it. I don't know. But nevertheless, Art was the chief of police. And you guys don't remember what's the guy that goes looking for people and not being Crump, but what's the other guy that went and got the confession from the baby's daddy? He's Muslim. What's his name? And people always go get him, and he's a real good advocate when it comes to trying to find these babies and stuff. He does pretty good. I don't know how he gets the answer, but he gets the answer. I can't remember his name. But he's almost as good as he's not an attorney though. He's an advocate. What is his name? And we always be talking about him. Quinell X. There you go. Miss Philly G is on it. She said, Quinell. Yes, Quinell. We got to know these people. Because one day you're going to have to talk to your kids and you're going to have to tell your kids what Quinell did. Because Quinell's going to get old. He's already old. And then you're going to have to talk about Art. He's a Mexican chief of police. And then you're going to talk about Ben Crump. He's the next attorney general. You guys, y'all going to have to recognize. So anyway, we got a couple of things that's coming up. We got on the Tyree Nichols case. That's going to be coming up to court on the 5th. I don't know what they're going to do. I guess they're going to start trying to pick a juror or something of that nature. But they're not going to be just in there, unless they all decide that they don't want a juror. They just want the judge to decide. That's what they're going to decide, I'm pretty sure, on June the 5th. And it's coming up. We should know something sooner about the baby, our Boo Bear baby, Cody Bigsby. Cody Bigsby, his father, his time is up being in that mental facility. We're going to start hearing something about that. I know that Nancy had traveled from here to there. I heard she was going to go to Maryland. I don't know what for, but I guess she was going. And I guess she's trying to find out she's still looking for baby Cody. You guys, you know what's so weird? Because the reason why we ended up getting Diesel is because we're like, look, we need something to help us. Diesel, so we needed to get a German Shepherd that's, capable of looking for people or whatever. And so we ended up getting Diesel. Diesel is now big enough to start his classes. So he's went to a couple of classes. And but he's nowhere near close to knowing what to look for. He done found everything. He done found marijuana. He done found extension cords. He done found drugs, you guys. I mean, yeah. I'm not trying to make him into no drug dog, but I mean, that's what he finds right now. He go cuckoo crazy when, I mean, he takes off running. He grabs the bag and he takes off running. It'd be all over the place. And that's not what we're trying to do. So he's learning some stuff, but he needs to know to not touch it. You know what I'm saying? He wants to run and you chase him. And so he's learning, but he's not learning to do the right thing when he finds. You know what I'm saying? Like he's learning to search, but he's not doing the right thing once he finds. He wants to run and play and tear it up and all this other stuff. And we need him to not touch it. So, I mean, we're going back and forth. First, it was the people. You know, he gets in front of people. He wants to pounce on them, jump on them. We're eliminating all of that, all the anxiety that he has. And, I mean, to having a dog, it's almost full time. Right now, I just let him outside, and he's enjoying his space. She told me to get a bigger kennel, so we're waiting for the panels. We built a bigger flooring. We put a slab of cement down. That's what we were doing the last two, Monday and Wednesday. We put another slab down so that he can get off the patio and have his own kennel back there that, you know, it ain't mud, it ain't dirt, and you know, he's not going to have anxiety. So these panels cost $400 a panel. We got 2 of them. They're on their way. I got to call the ladies to see if they're here. We had to order them because they don't sell them anymore. But anyway, the reason why I brought him up is because, you know, we have not found Cody. But here's the thing. Diesel is almost, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we wouldn't have never started Diesel, we would be still at 0.0. We're not at 0.0. We have the dog. We have the capability now. And he's learning to search. He just, you know, you can't make a dog search what you want. He's searching and finding what he wants to find, which is drugs. So he might be, and this is not good to tell you guys this, but I'm just saying, you know, he might be a canine that's just going to search for narcotics and stuff. But he do have hits when it comes to narcotics. I went to an auction and I took Diesel with me and we were getting ready to buy, you know, look at some cars to buy. And he kept going to this one car and he was just barking and barking, wanting to go to the car and dragging me, wanting to go to the car. And the guy was asking me, what kind of dog is that? And I said, well, you know, we're trying to teach him. He's in training for search and rescue. He was like, hope ain't nobody in that car. I said, nah, I don't think it's a body in the car. So we went to the car and we opened it up. And, you know, it wasn't nobody in the car or anything of that nature. But he was tearing up that seat. And guess what? Yeah, it was narcotics that was still down off in the seat. So, but anyway, that's kind of disturbing to tell you guys. I don't want to tell you what he's searching right now, but I need to tell you because it's going south. He, you know, hey, Amari, how you doing? I see you in the building. So we're still trying to get him to search for people, but he picks up on narcotics really easy. It might be just his niche, but we're still trying to get him to search for people. It all depends. Maybe we can turn it. She says it's still good. It's don't throw the baby out with the water. She said still give him time and chance. He's still a baby. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to give him time to get in there and still try to make him understand we're searching for people. I don't think I really want him to search for a dead person yet. So we got to know if we want him to search for maybe missing kids like they run away or dead, you know, and I don't think I really want him to search for, you know, cadavers and things of that nature. I want him to search for people, find people. So we're still working on it. We'll be working on it a little bit more. Things is getting better over here. I'm letting you guys know. So anyway, let me get off into this story. So the investigators are waiting for a positive identification of the child by the Arapahoe County Coroner's Office. The Aurora police said the investigation began Sunday when the child's maternal grandmother, the mother's mother, called 911 from out of state to report that her daughter, Nelson, her name is Alexis Nelson, made concerning statements to them by text. The caller also raised concern about the safety of her granddaughter. So they saying that they have arrested her. Her name is, they have arrested Maha Lee, the mother of Alexis Nelson. So the little girl's name is Alexis. The mother's name is Maha Lee. And after criminal crimes against children, detectives located the human remains of a child in an apartment. The investigators are waiting for a scientific confirmation and positive identification by the Arapahoe police. They're asking me to look at deeper stuff here. So let me look. We have arrested her. Let me see. Oh, I get to see the chief. Let me see if this is him because let me see. Oh, it's him, you guys. Bingo. Bingo. Hold on. It's him. I told you guys. I knew it. I knew it. It's Chief Art. It's him. He's talking about it right here, but I'm trying to turn it so you guys can hear him.
I can tell you that on Tuesday, Aurora 911 received a call from an out-of-state person again, reporting that they were concerned about their grandma, their daughter. We responded. The mother actually made some very intentional misleading statements to our personnel, who, after they were able to confirm that the statements were absolutely false and that was not fact, they made an initial arrest. Yesterday, as the investigation continued, we prepared and secured several warrants, and a search warrant was executed at the apartment. Sadly, last night, as you know, our little beautiful little girl, you see that little picture of her, we believe that we actually found remains that we believe to be that of a young child. Unfortunately, because of the conditions of those remains, positive identification could not be made. I actually went to that scene last night when I got the word anytime that you hear these cases involving little children. I know it impacts our investigators. I know it impacts our community. And so myself and Chief Graham actually responded to the scene last night. I can just tell you it was tough to see our cops that had to find that little angel in the condition they found her in. We're highly confident that this is going to be our missing
Wow.
child.
He's doing this press conference.
Mom was
He did it last night.
prior to that, search warrant was executed for providing false information, misleading information, basically for lying. Police officer Val
Wow.
made additional charges.
I'm going to tell you guys right now, I really did not know if he was actually the chief
Venture to
Art that did the Malia case. And I said, I got to see his face. And I looked, I couldn't find it. But guess what? He's on Twitter talking about it.
I want to just say to this community that, we need to be vigilant, pay attention to our neighbors. We need to not just know our own families, not just to know.
Wow. Okay. I'm not going to listen to no anymore. It's a 17 minutes of him talking. But wow. Sometimes the parents put drugs on babies too. Yeah. That's true. So Thursday, after detectives located the human remains of the child in Nelson's apartment. They say, "We are very confident that this is our victim," said Chief Art. Investigators are awaiting a positive identification of the child by the Arapahoe County Coroner's Office. Aurora police said the investigation began Sunday when the child's maternal grandmother called 911 from out of state to report that her daughter Nelson made concerning statements to them by text. The caller also raised concerns about the safety of her granddaughter. So the officers rushed to Nelson's apartment in the 1000 block of South Elkhart Way. Nelson told officers she gave up her daughter for adoption, but couldn't provide any records. Investigators couldn't independently verify the adoption through state records. The child's grandmother called 911 again on Tuesday, and officers followed up again at that time. Sometimes you got to keep on ticking. So the Aurora police said that Nelson initially gave false statements to the officers, which prompted Nelson's initial arrest for attempting to influence a public servant. On Tuesday, the remains of a child were found inside Nelson's apartment on Wednesday evening. Nelson's remains in custody on $100,000 bond at the Arapahoe County Detention Center. The investigation remains active. Okay, anyone with any information about this case is urged to contact Metro Denver Crime Stoppers, okay? Yeah. So I'm just going to tell you guys, it's very, very sad that anytime when a child comes up dead, missing, dead, whatever, it is sad. Sometimes you don't want to hear about it. But these are the things that people do nowadays. And I don't know, they think it's fun or cute, or I don't know if they try to do it. I don't get it. I don't understand. But it's very common now. You guys, you understand what I'm saying? It's common. We walk around now as though that's what we expect the young generation to do, is kill off their kids. Now, we could sit back and cast all the blame on the kids, but some of the blame has to be on the parents of these kids that's having these kids. You guys understand what I'm saying? Because stuff rolls downhill. Okay? It don't get better. It get worse. I'm not saying it's all the parents' fault, but it kind of is. I wouldn't say the parents' fault, but you guys understand what I'm saying. Like, what can we do as parents to make sure that this don't happen to our grandkids and our kids, that they don't be in this situation? This is what we just talked about just a couple of days ago. We talked about the same very thing. Like when you tell, you know what? I actually was looking for one of my kids today. I called and they had not answered the phone. You know what? When I got done taking my test, you know what I did? I jumped in my car and I hurried up over to their house. I don't want to see my child in the house and nobody discover them in 2, 3, 4, 5 days. So if I don't hear from my kids, like you kind of have a feeling. And so I check. Sometimes I don't have to check for my children because they'll call me every now and then and say, "Hey, Mom, what you doing?" And I say, oh, nothing. I'm getting ready for work, getting ready to lay down, cooking, playing with the dog or whatever. But I hear them, and that's always good. But if I call and I don't hear them, and then I call and they don't answer, then I call again, I'm going to go check on my children. I literally going to call. I told Papa last night, I said, hey, we need to go check on our children. And he just laid down, went on to sleep. I'm going to tell you, it bothered me all night. I did sleep, but I woke up with the same thing on my mind. I said, well, okay, everything must be okay. No news is good news. But I'm going to go take this test. And then when I get out of this test, I'm going to try to call again. But I'm going to be already on my way. So when I got done taking my test, I was already on the highway on my way to go see if one of my children was okay, because I hadn't heard from them. But they picked up the phone, and I said, hey, I'm just right down the street because I'm coming. And they was like, Mama, I'm okay. I said, well, you need to at least answer your phone, text back, or say, hey, I'm good. You need to say something, because you're dealing with these people in this world, and I know you're grown. But people will do stuff, and you don't see it coming. You don't see it. It can happen, but it can happen, you guys. It can happen to the best of us. That lady told me, I said, how long is this test going to take me? This is what I said as soon as I walk in the door. She said, oh, about 2 hours. Let me tell you, I was done in that test in an hour. I clocked in at 8. I was clocking out at 9. But, I did the best I could do. And the things I just didn't know, I just said, hey, I'm not even going to try anymore because it's done gotten too hard. But you know what was on my mind? My child was on my mind. I didn't mess up. I did what I was going to do. Could have probably got a better score, but I'm good. I'll work on it. But you guys, I just want you guys to know that sometimes it's not good, when you don't hear from family. And sometimes it's okay. But if you don't, I did okay, Valerie. I did better than what I thought I was going to do. And I'm going to tell you something about my little journey here. There was a woman when I went to the test center to schedule for the testing. There was a black woman and a white woman. I was talking to the white woman, and her and I have the same name, and we were talking about it. So the black woman, she was listening to what we were saying, and she told me, she said, her name rhymes with my name. And I said, oh. And she turned around and she looked at me. And she didn't say anything else. But, I walked out and I said, well, I'm gonna study for this test, and I'm going to just try to be placed in something than basic math, because I haven't been to school in 30 years. So, you would think you would know more. But when you don't use it, you lose it. So you got to freshen up what you do know or whatever. So I come home and I studied for about a week. So when I got ready to sign in or schedule my class, I called her up and I said, hey, who am I speaking with? She said, hey, you speaking with the same lady that you were speaking to when you came in. That was the white lady. And I said, okay, I want to schedule this test for Friday. She says, okay. What time? I said, at 8:00. She says, okay. She got other people coming in. She told me to pick. I told her Friday. I don't want to come no later than that. I just want to get it over with. She says, okay. So Wednesday came, and guess what? My computer crashed. It would not let me come on, so I couldn't study. So I got frustrated. I was angry. So when then Thursday came, it let me study a little bit. But I said to myself, I found out, guess what? I only study 1 unit. There's 13 more units I got to study. You guys following me? I only studied one unit, and it's now showing me I got 13 more units of math that I got to study. I got to study expositions. I got to study graphs. I got to study pies and all of that stuff that I ain't even went over. I just went over unit 1. There's 13 more units I need to go over. So I said, well, let me call up there and tell them I am not ready to take this test. So I call up there to tell the lady, hey, this Sunny, I'm not ready to take this test. Guess who answers the phone? The black lady answers the phone. I'm letting you guys know. And I said, I know, hey, you know what? I thought I was ready. I just found out there's 13 more units I ain't even went over. I need to reschedule this test for who? The black lady answered the phone. She says to me, I'm telling you guys this story for a reason. She says to me, hey, looky here. Do not reschedule this test. I said, no. She said, you can do it. That's right, Sandra. She said, you can do it. I said, no, ma'am, you don't understand. I only studied one unit. I did not see the other 13 units until I got done with this unit. They started popping up. They had went and updated the system and all of them popped up. And I'm not ready for this test. She says, ma'am, look, listen, this is what you need to do. She says, listen to me. I exactly remember you coming in. I said, okay. She says, you do not reschedule this test. Take the test. She says, now I will not be here Friday, but I'm going to call and I'm going to ask for your name. And I want to see that you've taken this test because I guarantee you'll be okay. She says, trust me. I said, I want to trust you, but you not listening to what I'm saying. I said I only studied for unit 1. I didn't study 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. She said, take the test. And then I'll call you later. You need someone to talk to? You call. I'm not going to steer you wrong. I said, okay. So I took the test. It started off with everything that was on unit 1. And then it went to stuff I didn't know. So, I was like, I don't know. Pass. You have to at least get a 40. Well, guess what I got on the test? I got 40. She says, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. I said, now what? She says, now that you're placed in calculus, you can move up, but you already got your basics done. So right now, once you get into your program or whatever you want to do, they'll have to start you where you end at. So what you do now is you could take the tests starting from where you at instead of starting all the way from the end. You don't want to do that. That takes a long time. She says, start where you start, and then you can test on the stuff that you learn as you go. Okay. That makes sense. She says what people don't do, they put it off, and then it's too late, and they're trying, and then they had all this time they could have done this, and they waited because they were scared, because they're trying to put all their ducks in a row instead of going in there, doing what you can do, and then learning the stuff you don't know instead of learning everything at one time, because she says you're not that's what people do. So took the test, did okay, did expect, do what I could do. And now they give you the things that you need to work on now. So when you want to be placed into math and college math, I won't start at the bottom. I'm going to start way over here at the top. You know, you're right. I had to listen to somebody thinking that she didn't know what I was talking about. She knew exactly what I was talking about. And the reason why I'm telling you guys this story, sometimes even people you don't know, God put them in position for you. You got to listen. You got to sometimes listen. You may think they don't know what they're talking about, but they know, or they are placed right there for you. I had a young lady call me today with a problem, and she was like, "Oh no, this has happened, and I was trying to tell her something, but she's steady telling me the negative. And I'm saying, hey, it's not as bad as you think. It's just not. It's not as bad as you think. You're telling me this. Stop. Listen." She didn't want to listen. She just wanted to tell me the negative. I was trying to tell her in a nice way, shut up. Everything you telling me is something bad. Okay, well, let's make some phone calls. Okay, let's ask some questions. There's just not one way to skin a cat, you guys. Anyway, I know this don't have anything to do with this young lady that took out this baby, but what I'm saying is sometimes you got to listen. They're saying there's 4 missing children from Texas, could be in Colorado. And one of the kids we were looking at, Isabel, Aiden, adult, and Michael Carmody, 4 years old. And all 4 of these kids, they're all her 4 kids. So the mother is 42. And she's got Aiden, Isabel. See, there's something always going on. You got them. You got them. It's not Abdul. It's Michael is 1. Aiden is 1. Isabel is 1. And then not Abdul, but his name is spelled Audrit. He's 12. So the one is 16, one is 14, one is 12. She was having kids every 2 years. And then she's got a 4-year-old. Oh, cute baby. Oh, he's so cute. Got them big old jaws. Anyway, she says Aiden, they're saying Aiden, Isabel, and Audrit, and Michael Carmody, 4, was last seen in El Paso, Texas on May the 26th. Police believe they could now be in the Colorado Spring area. A statewide alert was issued Monday. Mother Jennifer Carmody, 42, is a suspect. Aiden is 5 foot. Isabel is 5'4". Aiden is 5'8" and 110 pounds. Both of them is 110. Audrey is 5'8" and 130. The youngest Michael is 3'4", 35 pounds. All the kids are described as white. Carmody is described as having blonde hair. blue eyes, and 5'5" and 150 pounds. So the mom is blonde hair, blue eyes, 5'5", 150 pounds. The family is thought to be traveling in a 2008 white Ford Expedition with Texas plate. The Texas plate is LYC 2812. If you see this vehicle or have any information on the family whereabouts, call 911. I want you guys to know, if you're in that area or you're looking around or you're driving around, just remember the last 4 digits is 2812. 2812 LYC, and it's Texas plates. It's a white Ford Expedition. Okay, you call 911 right away. I look at stuff like that. You guys don't know where you hear this at or see it. People are in your life for a reason, and for a reason that's God. 2008 white Ford Expedition plate LYC 2812. So, you know what? Colorado is just my neck of the woods. It's just right across the street. It's just the state line. So that's good that just popped up. Stuff like that pops up on my phone all the time. 2812. One time, me and my husband we were sitting at home. You guys, I'm going to tell you this story and then we're going to leave. But we were sitting at home and alert came on. And it was about a kid had just been adopted. And I was like, wow. And I was remembering what they were saying. It was like a white Camry or something or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. And so me and my husband, we was going to go down to Wendy's. We was going to get us a little something to eat. And for some reason, he had stopped to go out in the traffic. And this white car was coming down this main street. And I zoomed in on it. And I thought to myself, I was like, what if that's the car that has the child that's adopted in it? And this car was driving radically a little bit. I mean, it speed up. I mean, you know. And I just looked at it, and the car went past us. And I said, honey, I said, that looks like the car that they're looking for. He said, oh, honey, you're tripping. That's, you know. I said, remember that alarm that came on? I said, what if that's the car? Because it's driving pretty fast. He said, nah. We went on to Wendy's and we was coming back home. We seen a lot of police down there on the end or something. They had barricaded this whole neighborhood or whatever. And we went on home. And later on, we found out that they had caught the guy that had took the child right here in Kansas. You guys, this was maybe about a year ago. My husband's not here right now, but he'll verify what story I'm telling you is true. When we got home, you know what they said on the news? They said that they found the guy that had snatched up this little girl. And he was going down Broadway Street, the same street, the intersection we was at. And it was right in the neighborhood. And I said, honey, listen, that was the car they were looking for. That was the car. And his eyes got big like, wow, you're right. You know, the sad thing about this story is, I'm just going to be honest with you. I was right, but I didn't act on it because I had somebody next to me telling me, nah, you tripping, you know? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we don't act because people around us thinking, oh, it's just, you know, that's 1 in a million. That car come right in front of us. 1 in a million. But there it was. There it was. You understand what I'm saying? So remember that Texas plate. Soldier Girl has put it in the chat, 2812. That's what you got to do. You can do the same thing. Sometimes something in your mind, you'll look at a number and you say, 2812. Where did I remember that number from? Oh, look. And you could help some kid. They got the little girl back. It wasn't his. He wasn't a father or anything. He just snatched this child up that was in the yard, you guys. So yeah, stuff like that do happen. And yeah, you can be the one to help bring somebody's child home. Do I regret that I didn't do anything? I do regret. But guess what? I did notice it. I didn't have the tag number. Didn't know what the tag number was. It was just a car that looked it out of place. So sometimes when you have that little thing in your mind or what is it going to hurt to call 911 and say, I think that this is it. I've done did that many of times. I think this is such and such. And you know what? It has came out and helped. So I want you guys to know, I don't get a pat on the back. I don't get noticed for it. They just said an upstanding citizen called in a 911, and that's what we did. We went and checked it out. Seeing kids at the park, something looks out of place. Guess what? It's not being a snitch when it's your child or a child that you saved. You can't save them all. You can't even save the ones that you don't know nothing about. But I guarantee you, if you only saved one, whether you know you saved them or not, it's still a good thing. This guy at work asked me, he said, Sonny, and it's a resident, you guys. He said, how many people have you saved? He asked me that. And I looked up, and he looked at me. And I said, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I can't even count. I can't even count. There's some that I walked away from because I was scared that I was in danger, and or ran or hurried up and got in my car and took off because I was in danger. But there's some that I faced. So I want you guys to know and understand that in this world, you know what your job is. I'm just being honest with you. Your job is not you get a new house, a new car. Your job is not what you gonna eat, some lobster tonight or pizza. You got a job to love your neighbors as you love yourself. What the things you would do for your own children. It ain't gonna be somebody you might know. So little stuff like that gives you good marks in heaven. And then you can have all kind of mansions and stuff when you get up there. If you love the people, you ain't got to know them. But that's what you want somebody else to do. If your child was missing, is to at least pay attention while they're on the road. That's the simplest thing to do. It's very simple. I'm not telling you to go out driving and looking for this and looking for that. I'm saying while you out and about, you can see if there's a child that looks like Cody. You can see if there's a child that looks like the California City Boys. You can see there's a child that looks like or guess what? Texas plate 2812. I got that in my head on my way to work tonight. I'll be looking at every car, especially if it's a SUV. And hopefully it ain't no 2812, anything else out there, because if it is, I'm calling 911 and I'm following him. I'll be like, forget work. We going all the way. Y'all be like, SP, you know you didn't do that. Yes, I did. Yes, I will do that. My job be calling me, asking me, where you at? You supposed to be at work. I'll be like, hey, y'all got to see me later. I'm following this car. I'm not going to put myself in danger, but what I will do is follow it and see if it is or if it's not. So that's all I'm asking you guys to do. Keep your eyes out. for that vehicle. It just popped up, so I don't know how late it is, but it just popped up. And you guys, we'll talk about more stuff, but right now we're only talking about we're waiting for the trial for Tyree Nichols, and we're waiting for the court case for Cody Bixby. Hey Zan, nice to see you in the building. And you guys keep your prayers for Zan. You guys know her sister passed away. So keep your prayers in there. You guys, I'm going to get on off of here and bring my dog in. Our dog. Not just my dog. Our dog. Tina Power's dog. And let him spend some time with me. I'll see you guys Monday. It's going to be, everything's going to be great moving forward. And hopefully I can get my hair done by then. See if I can do something with this stuff. I want some braids. That's what I want. But I don't want like dookie braids or individual. I just want like some cornrows going back. That's what I want. You know what I'm saying? Just some cornrows going back. Or maybe I'll get that or maybe I won't. But I'm going to spend some time on myself. I'm going to get myself together. Anyway, you guys, there's a lot of stuff going on at my job. I don't know. I try to stay out of it. I know some people be like, what's going on at your job? You know what? A lot of stuff. HR lady got fired. Then a nurse got fired. And then they're like, do this or it's mandatory. Do this or you're going to get rolled up or do that. And you be sitting there going, okay, I'm trying. I definitely am, So anyway. All right, SP, get your hair done. We want to see you. I know you guys want to see me. You guys, but here's the thing. You can see me right now, to be honest with you. I mean, things really don't change for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a complex about myself. I just like it like this where, I can be upstairs. To be honest with you, sometimes I don't mind being downstairs, but I like being upstairs. But, Papa be, he's not here right now, but usually like when I go downstairs, like upstairs, when I'm upstairs, I can walk around and he could come in and you do things and then it won't infringe in the privacy of, our master bedroom, which, that, you guys understand what I'm saying. It's not what I look like right now. It's basically like my privacy in my bedroom or my privacy and you guys understand what I'm saying? SP said, you see me now? You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes I just don't want to be downstairs and then all over the house either. There's some people, they be coming in here, they just want to see, they be like, and this is just women, not all women, I ain't saying all women, but they sit there and say, oh, your couch, I see your couch, you guys get it. My couch is newer than your couch. Oh, your refrigerator is older than my refrigerator. Yeah, I'm not in no competition with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes half of the people that come in here, they don't even say nothing. So I want to, I don't mind when they leave. You guys understand what I'm saying? I don't mind when they leave. That's what I want them to do. Because this is not for them. You understand what I'm saying? This is for the elite. And I'm just being honest with you. Whether you believe it or not. This room, this channel is for the elite. There is something that you're supposed to be doing. At my job, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, encouraging you. Like the woman encouraged me earlier yesterday. You see what I'm saying? So that you will always be knowledgeable and understanding that you can help in whatever situation you're supposed to. Whatever you're supposed to do. Be kind, be nice, in love. Because 99% of people say that they saved. They God, they Jesus Christ, they God's children, and they gonna be like Christ. Then they sit there and cuss you out. And then they don't even look for nothing but something for them to eat. They think, oh, if I get $5, I did a godly thing. Sometimes stuff go right in front of you and you don't even know it. it didn't pertain to you. You could be out taking a test or going to go get something to eat, and something that you could have helped, you didn't. I just told you where I was in a situation right there. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna get off here. It's 1 hour, 10 minutes. I'm gonna thank everybody that donated and participated into this. I'm waiting on a case that we can all follow for a while. You know what I'm saying? And figure out what's going on. It's good that we're having a little break while we're waiting for Tyree's case to come to court. And while Cody's case is coming to court, we don't want to put a lot into that. We just got out of the California City Boys, which was hellacious. It ended okay, but it's still not ending. They go into court July the 13th for sentence. Somebody told me that they're getting life sentence. I said, nah, you don't know if they're getting life sentence. I don't think they're going to get life sentence. But somebody texted me and said, yeah, it was on the news that they're getting life sentence. I don't know. I'm going to see if they're right, you know. But I'm going to get off of here. And I will see you guys Monday with a smile on my face. Okay, hold on. Monday, I do have to go into work, but I don't work. I have to go to a meeting. So I guess everybody getting rolled up. Anyway, you guys, I'm not even going to tell y'all what's going on. It's so much. Sometimes you just got to take a break. E&E says, that's me. I hope they do. E&E says, I hope they do get life. They probably deserve life. Or some of you guys think they deserve life. I don't even want to get in the story because I still have hope. You know, I don't know why I do. Because, you know, I believe the kid said what he said. It's true. I do. But, you know, when I'm out and about looking at other kids and stuff, I'm looking at these kids. I'm still looking for these kids. I don't know why. It's crazy. It's weird to me. I don't know. I don't even understand why I do. Somebody gonna have to explain that to me one day. Like I'm hooked up. You know, I'm just obsessed with these kids. The California City Boys. I'm obsessed with them. Like, you know, it's weird. It's like I really have not got it set in my head that they're really gone. Like I'm the mother. I'm part of the family. That's why I tell you guys sometimes it's good to take a break from social media, get out of there, because it does drive you kind of cuckoo. You know what I'm saying? You guys may not understand what I'm saying, but it can drive you crazy when, you know, you fall in love with these kids. They feel like they're yours or feel like they're your grandbabies. And you're still looking, you still, you know, don't believe what you've heard. And just because somebody go to court, you don't even, I mean, all that's good and grand, but tell us where they at. See, I can let go of some kids that you know that's in the closet or some kids that's in a bucket over there. But no kid now, at least say you did it or whatever, like say King Hill. I can let go of that. You know why? Because she finally said, she confessed and said, yeah, you know, I did. And I did this. But these people are not saying that. I know what they keep saying. They keep saying that they walked out. I know they didn't walk out, you guys. I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb. I just believe that it could have been something. Like you could have sold them or gave them to somebody or, you know. I don't know. I even look like that for Cody. Confession does help. And that's why I say I don't wish this on nobody, because even though that the family, you've got some people saying that they needed to go to jail and prison, that's fine and dandy. They do need to go to jail or prison, and especially the way they treated the kids. But that does not comfort you at night when you still think about these kids. I can't bring not one of these kids home with me. My husband done already told me we're not doing it. He said, we're not doing it. We done did enough. And I think if I did bring one home, he would leave. And that's fine. And the only way I would bring one home, if I was stable enough, I wouldn't care what he's saying. I'm just being honest. I wouldn't. But I'm not stable. I'm not stable. What I'm saying, I do have a roof over my head. I do have a house. I do have a room to put them in. I can furnish love and food and clothing and send them to school. But it only takes one thing to go wrong. And then what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just a nickel above a dollar. Take the nickel and I'm broke. So no, I if I had to, like if my baby girl get pregnant or my son gets a baby or whatever, yeah, I'll bring it in and I will help it. But I don't want to make money off of kids by doing foster parenting, because that's what it would become. It's a job. And if anybody think anything else, they crazy. It's a job and you're supposed to get paid to do it. But I don't want my income to be the kids' money. Soldier Girl said the West boys will be found. They need to be found so we can close that case and close that gap and close the feelings and say, yes, now we know. Some of these cases where somebody got beat down, like Shinquella or whatever, we know what happened. We know where she is. You know what I'm saying? But some of these cases, we don't know. And the best thing that they could do is at least tell the family, at least tell the public. Yeah, I did this to the kid and they're gone, but they won't do that. So yeah, you're going to take it with you and go to jail, go to prison, whatever. You need to go. Because yeah, 9 times out of 10, you probably did do what they're saying you did. And you need to go to jail. And you should never get out. Especially you won't even tell us where the kid is or what happened. It goes on and on and on, you guys. I'm just being honest with you. It just goes on and on. And you get headaches thinking about it. Hey, Deidre, what's going on? Hey, Deidre, what's going on? I called you. Anyway, Tyree Nichols case, we know what happened. I'm obsessed with that case, but I'm not as much as the ones that are missing. I'm more angry about Tyree Nichols. Now, Tyree Gibson, we don't know. It's frustrating. Tyree Nichols, okay, we know. We're just angry with the people that did what they did. Tyree Gibson. But I tell you what, if you're talking about the Tyree Gibson case, it ain't over yet. If they find anything, any new information, they can bring them back to court. You understand what I'm saying? It all depends on, sometimes you be found not guilty, but find some more information, bring them right on back to court again. That's what's up. I'm going to get off here, you guys. Hopefully you guys will see my smiling face come Monday, because you guys know I don't like the avatar thing, but I don't like being downstairs all the time either. Y'all want me to be downstairs. Sometimes I want to be upstairs. But anyway, you guys, I'm going to get on off of here and see what I got to eat before I have to go to work. I will see you guys Monday. Definitely you will see the white of my eyes. And we'll see what happened
on the Cody Bixby case. All right.